Look, I was booting up my terminal, minding my own business, till I saw a network wide open. What is this? A firewall weak like a house of cards.
Alright, so welcome to Module 1. This is where we set the rules of the road for ethical hacking. We're not here to cosplay as movie hackers. We're here to test security like professionals, methodically, safely, and with permission. Think of this as learning the choreography before you start swinging lightsabers. Mr. Robot vibes, they're fun. But in real life, clients want evidence, repeatability, and no surprised outages. By the end of this module, you'll be able to explain the differences between ethical and non-ethical hacking, explain why penetration testing exists, and describe how methodologies and standards make results defensible. And you'll be able to set up a safe lab so you're practicing ethically because, well, learning on production is how careers end early. An ethical hacker acts like an attacker to evaluate a system's security posture, find weaknesses, validate whether compromise is possible, then report findings responsibly. Same tools as the bad guys use, but different intent and permission. The last part is the whole ball game. Here's the line in the sand. Ethical work is authorized and scoped. The permission to attack is what we call scope. What you're allowed to test and what you're not allowed to touch. Scope is your shield. It protects you. It protects the client and prevents the classic, well, we thought you meant disaster. Security research is ethical when vulnerabilities are disclosed responsibly to the vendor or the owner, so they can fix it. If someone uses the vuln for unauthorized access, that's non-ethical. If someone dumps it publicly with no coordination, that can also be non-ethical because it hands attackers a roadmap. The goal isn't gotcha. The goal is improvement without torching operations. Defense exists. You got your firewalls, IPS, anti-malware, web application firewalls, VPNs, but deploying tools doesn't equal security. Pen testing answers, do these defenses actually work? Are we protecting the right things? What paths exist before attackers find them? And because environments change constantly, this can't be a one and done. It's like buying a home alarm system while the back door doesn't latch. Pen testing checks the actual reality. Threat actors aren't a single hoodie stereotype. Organized crime wants profit. Hacktivists want a message. State actors want strategic outcomes. Insiders already have access and context. Your defense posture changes depending on which threat model matters most. Different villains, different plots. Loki wants chaos. Thanos wants balance. And insiders, well, they already have a badge. A vuln scanner is like a smoke detector test. It tells you what's likely wrong. A penetration test is more like a fire drill plus inspection. Can someone actually move through the building and reach the high value assets? Pen testing is about compromise, paths, and business impact, not just a list of CVEs. There's a lot more to pen testing than hacking away at a network. A haphazard approach gives haphazard results. Methodologies keep the work systemic. Reduce scope creep and make your results defensible. If a customer ever asks, what exactly did you do? And why should we trust it? This is chain of custody energy. The process matters. In complex environments, it's very easy to drift out of scope, especially when you find something juicy and want to keep going. That's how you end up testing systems no one approved. Methodology and documentation keep you honest and protect everyone involved. Think Ocean's 11. You don't improvise the vault, you plan, assign roles, and define constraints. Pen tests can target different environments and attack surfaces. Often they're combined, but sometimes they're separate arrangements or separate engagements. The key point, the environment dictates your constraints, tooling, and risk. Different maps, different loadouts. You don't bring a sniper rifle to a spaceship repair mission. Physical testing can feel like a heist, but it's serious. Guards, gates, fencing, procedures. Social engineering is huge because many compromises will start with a call, an email, an SMS, or a website, but ethically. The results should assess the program, not publicly shame individuals. We're measuring awareness and process maturity, not hunting for scapegoats. Perspective matters. Black box means minimal info, more realistic attacker view. White box means full info, maximum depth and coverage. Gray box is partial knowledge, practical compromise paths with some access. Black box is walking into a new game with no tutorial. White box is having the strategy guide, and gray box is the map, but no cheat codes. There are several well-known standards and methodologies that shape professional work. We've got our MITRE ATT&CK for adversary behaviors, OWASP WSTG for web testing, NIST guidance for technical testing, plus OSSTMM, PTES, and ISSAF. You don't have to worship one, but you do need to understand them so you can choose fit for purpose. I really want you thinking fit for purpose. If it's a web app engagement, OWASP WSTG is your best friend. If you're mapping attacker behaviors and detection, we've got MITRE ATT&CK. It's great. If you want a strong technical testing structure, NIST guidance helps quite a bit. If you're structuring a full engagement lifecycle, look at PTES or OSSTMM. They're your common anchors. You need a safe environment to practice because practicing on real networks without permission is how people have a very bad week. Some tools are legally sensitive and laws vary by location. Your lab gives you controlled practice targets and repeatability so you can learn safely. Kali, Parrot, BlackArch. These distros bundle tool sets. Virtualization makes labs controllable. You got your snapshots, your isolated networks, and repeatability. Host-only networking is key because it keeps your traffic inside the machine, so you're not accidentally poking your home network or the internet. Your lab should be controlled, and just like on a movie, it's a controlled movie set, not live traffic downtown. Tooling. It depends on attack surface. Network testing might involve traffic manipulation and control bypass attempts. Wireless testing might involve on-path attacks and device deauth, if it's allowed in scope. Web testing involves scanners and interception proxies. Vulnerability scanners help identify outdated software and misconfigurations. Mobile introduces APIs and auth flows. Fuzzing tests robustness. What happens when input gets weird? Don't collect tools like Pokemon. Pick tools like a mechanic diagnosing a specific rattle. Some tools, well, they're designed to break things. You test in the lab first to understand impact and failure modes. Web testing can pollute databases with bogus data or even cause corruption if you're not careful. In production, That's unacceptable without explicit permission and safeguards. This is why you don't YOLO your payloads like we're speedrunning a game. Recovery matters. Without quick recovery, you waste time rebuilding and you'll lose momentum. Virtualization gives snapshots and restore. If you can't virtualize a target, then you need full backups. Ethical hacking is permission plus responsibility. Pen testing is about finding compromise paths before attackers do. Methodology prevents scope creep and makes your work defensible. And a proper lab keeps you safe while you learn.
Look, I was booting up my terminal, minding my own business, till I saw a network wide open. What is this? A firewall weak like a house of cards.